Most of what you're doing is either making it worse or literally not doing anything at all. Dermatitis is a general umbrella term for inflamed, irritated skin. It can show up as either dryness, redness, itchiness, flakiness, and it's often triggered by stress, allergens, or a compromised skin barrier. Let's break it down today. Let me start off with a few body basics and then we'll move to the face. One staple that I have used inside of my spa for a bazillion years is Cetaphil. And that is because when I was in my 20s, I suffered with eczema on my elbow area a lot, and nothing I did would get rid of it except for constantly using Cetaphil whenever I would have those breakouts. Now, I didn't have to use it every single day, but most certainly because I was already suffering and dealing with it, the more I would use this, the better off I would be. Now, the formulations have changed quite a bit in the last 3 decades. However, I still think Cetaphil is a good product for the body and even the face. Now, Vanicream is a really nice neutral product. This one's an ointment, but it also comes in creams. They sell it for the body and the face. This one is for the body in ointment form, but what I found is it's really great if you are allergic to certain ingredients. You can see how much I've used it here, and it just is a wonderful occlusive agent to help lock the moisture in, and not to mention the price is really affordable. Speaking of affordability, I did a video on this brand recently, and since then I've been using this therapy lotion every single day and recommending it to my clients. One, the price point is wonderful. On top of that, I will put a discount code for you below. 2, all of the ingredients are meant to repair that skin barrier. So if you're having issues like myself, I wash my hands a lot, and because of that, I tend to get little spots of eczema. Well, this lotion, it pretty much immediately stops that itching sensation, and it helps lock in the moisture and just makes my hands feel really normal and most of all protected again. It's especially helpful if you have areas on your body where maybe you've been prescribed steroidal use before. While steroids are great when you use them, occasionally when you really need them, you really want to focus on short-term usage. This is not medical advice. This is based on my personal experience and experience as a licensed esthetician for the last couple of decades. Now let's move to the face, because the face is going to be a little bit more delicate than the body area. You don't want to throw just anything we use on the body on the face unless it specifically says that it's okay to use on the body and the face. This is for a variety of reasons, including certain particular ingredients that might be helpful on the body but could cause a little sensitivity when used on maybe the neck, face, or around the eye area. So definitely be very mindful of that moving forward whenever you're grabbing products around your house to use on different body parts. Over the years, I have helped recommend multiple products for clients and dear friends to help manage their symptoms. So that's really what I want to talk with you today. I was walking recently with a neighbor, and I thought she was in her mid to late 60s. She is in wonderful shape. I always look at the skin. It's not to judge, it's just because it's part of my profession. And I thought her skin looked amazing. And one day when we were walking, she actually let me know that she was 80. And I was actually very surprised because, I think 80 is like the new 40, truly, I do. But I just thought this woman is in fantastic shape. Well, I also noticed something different that day, which was about a coin size red patch on her face. And obviously I didn't want to mention it, but she brought it up and she let me know that she had been to the dermatologist. Also, while we were talking, she let me know about some stressful things that were going on in her life. And I said, hey, if you don't mind, send me the paperwork, because she couldn't remember what the name of it was called that she was diagnosed with, because they had taken a biopsy and run some tests. But I said, send it to me if you don't mind, text it to me. I would like to look at it and see if I could offer you any other guidance on things that you might do on the daily, maybe things that You might be able to purchase more affordably over the counter, and that's where this advice is here to help you. I did a deep dive. If you're new to my channel, by the way, please like and subscribe and hit that notification bell if you love this type of information. I also have all of this information on a new blog post on my website, and the link will be down below in the description if you prefer to read or you would like a direct link to the products discussed here today. First up is Avene Restorative Protective Cream. Now, this one is not something I would say use every single day, but if you are having a flare-up, it's fragrance-free, it's going to be gentle on the skin, it is recommended, I see, by a lot of dermatologists. The price point, from what I could gather, was in the mid-40s, and that might seem a little steep, but bear in mind that if you're using these products on occasion when you have these flare-ups, you're not necessarily going to need them every day, so they might last a little bit longer than what you would expect. Now, this one contains sucralfate as well as other calming agents like zinc that really help heal the skin. While those will help reduce inflammation, it's also known for its fancy thermal spring water, which people say has additional healing properties. Fragrance-free, it's preservative-free, and this is really going to be my top pick based on the ingredients if you're having dermatitis, flare-ups, and remember, that's an umbrella term, so there are a lot of things that fall under that category. But if you are having anything oozing, anything that's out of the norm of just maybe being a little bit inflamed, maybe a little bit red, it's definitely a smart decision to see your dermatologist so that they can pinpoint what it is so that you make sure that you are treating it appropriately. Next up is La Roche-Posay, the B5 balm. I'm sure you're probably familiar with it if you have looked for products like this before. This was second on my list, not necessarily because it was second to the Avene, but because the price point was a little bit better and the ingredients do seem really, really good. I've used other products from this brand as well, and I do think they're really nice and really gentle. Now, this contains panthenol, a B5 vitamin, as well as other calming ingredients like zinc, glycerin, and shea butter, which can be super moisturizing for really dry skin. This is great for inflamed skin, and as a bonus, I like the fact that you can use this as a calming overnight treatment, especially for mature sensitive skin. Now let's talk about a product that's closer to my heart, mostly because I made it in full transparency. It's my whipped olive oil face butter. I created it with ingredients to really nourish dry, sensitive, mature skin and all of those aging things that we go through that are very specific to our needs. Now, the one thing I will say that this face butter, as well as other facial moisturizers that you may be using, are really not for the treatment phase of what I'm talking about if you have dermatitis. If you have something active going on, I recommend using one of the other products that I'm recommending today and then using your daily moisturizer once you have it under control as a maintenance. Honestly, that can be just as important. Now, I mentioned the Vanicream ointment, but I also want to touch on the Vanicream facial moisturizer, which could also be a really nice daily moisturizer, again, once you get things under control. For the body, you may want to consider the Eucerin Eczema Relief Cream. I like this idea particularly because it has oatmeal in it. I know when I was suffering from my eczema, I would take oatmeal baths. It's one of, honestly, the most soothing ingredients that can really feel so comforting on irritated skin. It also contains other helpful ingredients like ceramides that I'm sure you have heard of before, and even licorice root extract. Now, this one is wonderful for chronic eczema patches. It's really great if you want to use it to seal in that moisture right out of the shower. I want to give a special mention to a product I've used in my spa for many years called Control Corrective. It's a calming balm that contains 1% hydrocortisone. Now, for that reason, I'm not going to recommend that someone use it every single day if you're having irritation or breakouts, but it is a moisturizing calming balm that is great for occasional use when you do have irritated skin, or perhaps if you are sort of healing in that healing phase and you want to expedite the healing without steroidal use. Now, I did a video a while back on a brand called Banish. You may have heard of them, pretty popular here online. And my all-time favorite product from their line is called Fighter Gel. It's a water-based product that leads with ingredients like aloe. This feels so wonderful and healing on your skin. Now, the thing about this product is, while I haven't had any adverse reactions. In fact, I've had the opposite. I've liked it so much that I've referred it to a good handful of people that now are hooked and use it religiously. People that have very sensitive skin as well as acne prone skin. And it says it's good for eczema, which I can understand from the ingredients. But it also contains some ingredients like menthol and peppermint. So it has this very light cooling effect, which is nice. But just bear that in mind whenever you are using a product with any type of natural essential oils or ingredients that can potentially be irritating to your skin. I hope this breakdown makes you feel more informed and confident about the choices that you're making. You don't need to spend a fortune and you don't need a bunch of different products. Sometimes you don't even need a prescription. You just need the right tools that work. I would personally love to hear from you and about your experience, so drop it in the comments below. And remember, the more you know, the more you glow. Ciao for now.